All right, guys. Well, today we are at Bristol, Ohio, and we are visiting the first Civil War monument in Ohio. Story behind this monument is that was really still built when the Civil War was going on. I believe 1863. There was a couple different battles where a lot of the soldiers that are local to this area lost their lives, and they decided to come up with some money and raise it and build this monument when the Civil War was still going on. So we're going to check out the monument, check out some of the historic buildings around the town. There's also a Pioneer Cemetery behind or very close to the monument. So we're going to take a look at the monument and learn a little bit more about some of the soldiers that passed away here and died in the battle. So I'll bring along with you, and if this is your first time watching, this is Mike with We the People Outdoors, and I like to, I'm really into anything history related. Metal detecting, exploring cemeteries, arrowhead hunting, bottle digging. So if you guys like that kind of stuff or a history lover, feel free to like and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel. There'll be some more content, so let's bring you guys along. Alright guys, and here's the monument here, right in the center of the town square. Beautiful little monument. You can see it's fenced off here. I guess back in the day, kids used to like to play on this and were damaging it, so trying to keep that from happening again. You can see here. Now the weather has worn some of the inscriptions off, and I know that from reading some of the history, there was actually the soldiers' names that had lost their lives here, and they replaced it with some of these plaques here, which we'll see on the other side here. You can see down here it says defenders on it. You can see there is an inscription here, but they did make this monument actually during the Civil War, while it was still going on. I believe 1862. There was a couple different battles where I believe there was quite a few soldiers from the town here that were killed in action, and they decided to come up with some money and build the monument during the war. You can see here the nice cross sabers, swords there. You can see there was some inscription there. Looks like here it says Truman Chaffee, Elamanza Chaffee, James Hotel, Charles Munson. Down here we have it inscribed of the Union, Defenders of the Union. On the other side here, we have a nice cannon etched in. You can see where the rest of the inscriptions were here. The other soldiers here: Charles Rooks, Calvert Miller, James Sager, Jacob Kagi, George Crozier. We have from down there. We go over to the last side here. This one looks like it's a little bit better for wear. You can see the muskets up here. You can see there is a star up on top of there, which is kind of neat. You can see here where the old inscriptions were. You can see some of it. We can read some of it here. I can read Jacob Ryan fell at the Battle of Perryville. New York. Age 28 years. Company B, 105th Regiment Volunteers. You can see some of the other inscriptions there as well, but you can see the ones that are worn out here. We have Lester Sprague, George Sprague, Henry Collar, and Jacob Ryan. Bristol, Ohio down here at the bottom. It's a really neat, the first monument, Civil War monument in Ohio. It's a beautiful monument though. Just a neat piece of history. You know, about 20-25 minutes away from my house, we can come and see the first ever Civil War monument erected in Ohio. So that's a neat piece of history there that we got to come see. We'll learn a little bit more possibly about these some of these soldiers and, you know, where they had died in battle at and serving. So we'll take a look around a little bit more, and there's a plaque here and it tells a little bit more about some of the history here, so we'll go take a look at that too. Alright, we can see this plaque here, Ohio Historical Marker, Ohio's first Civil War monument, dedicated October 15th, 1863. The names of the Bristol Township fallen heroes and their service records are inscribed in the monument's main block, with symbols of the various military branches decorating the base of the pedestal holding a draped funeral urn. The foundation stone proclaims, "Defenders of the Union from Bristol, Ohio." The monument memorializes the sacrifices of 14 of its citizens. You can see here where they had fallen: the Battle of Shiloh, the Western Theater, Battle of Cedar Mountain, and the Battle of Perryville. We'll go over to the other side here. It says, with the outbreak of the Civil War in 1861, many young men of Bristol Township enlisted in the Army when President Abraham Lincoln issued his call to defend the Union cause. The death toll of some of these men at the Battle of Shiloh in Tennessee in April 1862 touched the local community, as did the loss of Bristol Battle Township lives at the Battle of Perryville in Kentucky, the Battle of Cedar Mountain in Virginia, and other theaters of war later in the year. The local citizenry responded to a plan for the lasting public memorial at the town park through a fundraising campaign. In 1863, the town square was transformed with a marble monument placed on the elevated mound at its center. The monument was designed by local artist Frank J. Hammond and manufactured by Myers, Ewell and Company of Cleveland at a cost of $500. So that's pretty neat. The township came together during the Civil War to erect this monument. Now, there's a couple other monuments here too that they erected here. Here's the honor roll of those who served in the country. 1898, 1918, 1941 in the Spanish-American War, World War I and World War II. You can see some of the names here listed. Nice little monument erected as well. Here's another monument here, the honor roll a little bit newer, of those who lost their lives in the Korean conflict and the Vietnam War. Well guys, that wraps up our tour of Ohio's first Civil War monument. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me and seeing that. And like I said, we might put a couple more history clips, information after this on some of the soldiers here. We did see where they had passed, what battles they had passed, but see if we can dig up any other information. But I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me and seeing Ohio's first Civil War monument in Bristol, Ohio. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. After visiting Ohio's first Civil War monument, I tried to do some research on some of the individuals that had died in battle. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to uncover much. I did, however, wanted to share some of the Civil War era recoveries that I found over the years metal detecting. A lot of these finds range from general service buttons, which the everyday soldier would wear, to artillery buttons, which those manning the cannons would wear, as well as even a Massachusetts militia volunteer button, all the way from Massachusetts, found in Ohio. I also got lucky enough to find a knapsack hook in my backyard all the way in Ohio, as well as an old carbine bullet from the Civil War at an old schoolhouse. One of my best recoveries was a Civil War era seated $50, minted in New Orleans. It's been an honor to uncover these long-lost relics and bring to light the history of the American Civil War. Just imagine if these items could talk. The soldiers who wore these buttons and lost them. The soldiers who had used these bullets, traded these coins for payment, as well as used some of these accessories on their knapsacks. Imagine their life back in the 1860s and what they had to endure during the war. It's an absolute honor to be able to save these pieces of history and share them with the rest of you.